Collaborative divorce is a way for divorcing couples in Hawaii to resolve their disputes respectfully and equitably without going to court. The goal of collaborative practice is to encourage the couple to communicate effectively and exchange information, and for them to focus in on their most important goals, especially if they have children. In going through the process, it'll help them resolve their divorce issues in a much more efficient, targeted, and productive way. Collaborative practice promotes respect, and it also allows the spouses to remain in control of the process as opposed to a third-party stranger like a judge. Collaborative practice also focuses in on the spouse's unique needs as opposed to litigation, which tends to focus in on general rule of law, which is meant to apply to all people. Also, because the couple agrees not to go to court, the process is much less adversarial. The team who works with the couple helps the couple communicate better and ultimately resolve their issues, and their long-term relationship after the divorce tends to be much healthier. The spouses and their collaborative attorneys will sign what's called a participation agreement. Everybody will pledge within that agreement that they're going to be working in good faith and freely exchanging information for the purpose of resolving the issues and not going to court. In agreeing not to go to court, they are basically pledging to each other that they're going to resolve the dispute in a civilized and respectful way. Ultimately, that's better for the family, especially if they have children, because what that will avoid is bitter litigation battles, which tends to divide families up and will cause long-term resentment, which could actually last for generations to come. The difference between collaborative divorce and mediation is that in collaborative divorce, each spouse is represented by a collaborative attorney, whereas in mediation, there's one neutral third party called the mediator, and there aren't necessarily attorneys representing the spouses. In fact, a very moving story in the training that I attended, a collaborative attorney looked at the other spouse, the spouse that was being represented by the other collaborative attorney, and she looked that person straight in the eye and just said, "I'm never going to file anything against you in court." And how powerful that was for him to hear that. Is that really, you're a lawyer? You know. So anyway, those kind of stories are really powerful. And that shows the paradigm shift, that we're really working here to resolve issues rather than to fight to win or to remain in a position or to try to maximize the resources of my client to try to get as much of the marital pie as possible. If you value the relationship of all members in your family, restructuring your family after the divorce is finalized, then collaborative divorce is really a good option for you, because what collaborative divorce will focus in on is enhancing the communication between you and your spouse or your ex-spouse. It'll also just improve the way you both work with your kids, because there'll be a child specialist involved, and the child specialist will communicate what your children's needs are. It really is the healthiest long-term solution for your family. To do a full-blown litigated case that goes to trial can cost well over $100,000. Collaborative practice as well as mediation are both save time and save costs. And most importantly, with collaborative practice, you really get the best holistic solution available. So your money is going really in the best way possible. If you're paying 6 people, it's not going to be cheap. If you compare it to litigation and a full-blown trial, then it is cheaper. In collaborative divorce, you will get an outcome that's much richer and deeper and durable, because the couple is ultimately deciding what is in the agreement rather than a judge. It really looks out at the interests of the entire family in having divorce coaches and other people involved on the team. It really helps the couple enhance their communication skills, which has rippling positive effects, even outside of the family. It'll improve communications with other people, with all people. I've made a decision to limit my practice to collaborative divorce and collaborative mediation because I feel strongly that it's a better way for families to work out their issues. I've seen a lot of damage done in adversarial proceedings and litigation-driven divorces, and it really tears families apart, and I don't want to see that continue. So I really want to be part of the change to help families restructure in a much healthier way. I think collaborative divorce and collaborative mediation make Hawaii a better place because it really is in line with the spirit of Ohana and the spirit of aloha. Unfortunately, divorce is a way of life. I mean, it would be wonderful to think that couples can remain married for the rest of their lives. The reality is, with the stress of daily life, that always isn't going to happen, and the divorce rate is approaching 50%. In conventional divorce, what happens is that people tend to be demonized or stigmatized because their marriage has not worked out for them. In collaborative divorce, we look at restructuring the family as something that is more or less normal, that it is a normal phenomenon. So we're not labeling people good or bad. We just say that this is the way it is. Let's come up with positive solutions to help this family work through their issues. Well, one wonderful benefit of collaborative divorce is it really helps each individual who's going through the divorce learn better coping skills, learn financial skills, how to deal with their emotions, how to enhance their communication amongst people. So what they do is they leave the marriage, but they have better skills so they're better equipped to handle life's challenges, life's joys and challenges. Coming out less injured and less traumatized will make for a healthier community in the long run. But a lot of it's repetitive, though. But I mean, the respectful promotes respect, the enhanced communication, the use of the experts, the specialists. Oh, one thing about using the team is that an attorney isn't necessarily the best, financial advisor or relationship expert. And so having the experts come on in really makes the process run much more efficiently, and they're getting better advice because they're getting the advice from specialists and not just from one person. In the participation agreement, the parties and the collaborative attorneys are all pledging that they're going to resolve the issues in a swift manner and outside of court. And along with that, that means that they're going to freely exchange information, really bring things to the table so we can make the best decisions and come up with creative solutions. The spirit of collaborative divorce is really to come up with the best solutions and to not hide the ball. The spirit of collaborative divorce is for everybody to come to the table armed with the information that's needed to come up with the best and most creative solutions in a timely manner. Collaborative practice is new to Hawaii, but in other jurisdictions, it has been shown that resolving the issues goes much quicker than in litigation, where it's driven by the court calendar, setting trial dates, having settlement conferences. It really is driven on how quickly the spouses really want to bring the information forward and meet with the specialists and work out resolutions. In dealing with legacy systems, people become aware that sometimes the way we've solved problems in the past aren't always the best way. So finding better ways and healthier ways to resolve conflict is always a good thing. So collaborative divorce is a new way here in Hawaii to resolve conflicts that have long-term and healthier benefits to not only families but to the community. I really feel drawn to collaborative divorce, that I want to help people rather than tear families apart. I really want to be a part of making families and our communities stronger and more resilient. And this is one way I feel that I can play a role in doing that.